Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. If you love coin collecting or just have an interest in learning how to turn your pocket change into a small fortune, you've come to the right place. Today, we're going to explore some of the most expensive and ultra-rare Washington quarter coins, with a special focus on a 1965 Washington quarter that's worth thousands of dollars. Not only that, but we'll also talk about another coin that's hidden in many people's pocket change, the 1950 D-Wheat penny, which could fetch up to $15,000. So, grab your coin collection and let's dive right in. First things first, let's talk about the Washington quarter. The quarter itself has a long history, having first been minted in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. This coin has seen various designs and changes over the years, but it's the 1965 Washington quarter, in particular, that we're focusing on today. Now, in 1965, the US government made a major change in coin production. Before this year, quarters were made with a composition of 90% silver. However, during the 1965 to 1967 period, the US Mint switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition, meaning there was no more silver in the mix. So why does this matter? Well, this switch resulted in some unusual errors in the production process, which we'll get into shortly. Some of these errors have turned certain Washington quarters into highly valuable collector's items. Now, you might be wondering, why is the 1965 Washington quarter worth so much money? Well, it all comes down to a few specific and rare mistakes made during the minting process. These errors are what can make a 1965 quarter worth upwards of $10,000 or more. Let's break it down. The 1965 Washington quarter errors come from a mix of human mistakes and issues with the minting machines. Here are a few types of errors you should watch out for. This is one of the most common coin errors. It happens when a coin gets struck by the die multiple times, resulting in a noticeable doubling effect on the date, lettering, or other features of the coin. If you have a 1965 quarter with a double die error, it could potentially be worth thousands, especially if the doubling is clear and easy to see. Sometimes, a portion of the metal used to create the coin doesn't get properly cut. This creates a clipped or missing portion on the edge of the coin. The 1965 Washington quarter with this error is highly sought after by collectors and can also fetch a pretty penny if in great condition. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, leaving a portion of the design off-center. An off-center 1965 Washington quarter, especially if it's more than 5% off-center, can command a high price from collectors. During production, sometimes a mint mark, the letter indicating where the coin was minted, gets stamped multiple times. If you find a 1965 quarter with a repunched mint mark, it could be worth far more than its face value. While we're on the topic of valuable coins, let's talk about another coin that's been making waves in the coin collecting world, the 1950 D-Wheat penny. Now, you may have some of these pennies in your pocket change and not even realize how valuable they are. The 1950 D-Wheat penny, minted in Denver, is one of the rarest and most sought-after pennies in US history. But why? Well, there was a very specific error made that year, and it's one that collectors have been hunting down ever since. Here's the deal, the 1950 D-Wheat penny has a very specific error known as the D over D mint mark. This error occurred because the Denver Mint accidentally struck a new D mint mark over an old one, creating a very distinctive double D look. It's subtle, but when you know what to look for, it's easy to spot. The 1950 D-Wheat penny in good condition, especially one with the double D mint mark, can be worth anywhere from a few $100s to as much as $15,000, depending on its condition and rarity. Finding one of these coins in your change is like finding a golden ticket, and if you have one, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do I spot this valuable coin? Well, here's a quick guide to help you out. Let's start with the 1965 Washington quarter and then move to the 1950 D-Wheat penny. For the 1965 Washington quarter, check for any of the errors I mentioned earlier. The key is to inspect the date and mint mark for any doubling or misalignment. For the clipped planchet error, look for any missing edges or imperfections on the coin. For the 1950 D-Wheat penny, the key feature is the mint mark. Check the D on the reverse side of the coin. If you can spot a second D under or over the original one, you've got a valuable coin on your hands. Make sure to examine the coin under magnification for the clearest possible view. Whether you have a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, taking a closer look at the details of your coins could make a huge difference in identifying these errors. Remember, even small imperfections can significantly increase a coin's value, so always be sure to inspect your pocket change. Now that you know how to identify valuable coins, let's talk about how to maximize their value. If you find a rare coin like the 1965 Washington quarter or the 1950 wheat penny, here are some tips on how to preserve and potentially sell it for top dollar. The better condition your coin is in, the higher its value. Always store your coins in a safe, dry place away from direct sunlight, and avoid touching them with your bare hands. Handling coins with gloves can prevent oils and dirt from damaging the surface. If you think you have a valuable coin, consider getting it professionally graded. This can help you understand its true value and give potential buyers confidence in the condition and authenticity of the coin. Before selling your coin, do some research on its market value. Check AUC, check auction sites, coin collecting forums, or speak with a professional numismatist to get an idea of what you can expect in terms of price. Alright, so there you have it, a breakdown of some of the most valuable and rare Washington quarters and wheat pennies you might come across. The 1965 Washington quarter and the 1950 wheat penny are prime examples of how errors and historical significance can make a coin worth thousands of dollars. If you've got some change lying around, it might just be worth your time to take a closer look. Who knows? You might have a hidden gem in your pocket. Be sure to check your coins for these rare errors, and if you find something valuable, you'll know exactly what to do with it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you've got any tips for fellow coin collectors. Until next time, happy hunting!